Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Rox and today I'm going to be doing the unpopular opinions book tag. This tag was originally created by the Book Archer back in like 2015, so it's quite popular. I personally like watching them because I want to know what's the tea. I like knowing what people's unpopular opinions are, so I'm going to do mine now. So the first question is a popular book or series that you didn't like. The more I think about it, the less I like the Children of Blood and Bone. Is it Children of Blood and Bone? The more I think about it, the less I like that book. I also really didn't like The Silent Patient. And I know that is a very popular one. I don't know, it just didn't work for me, but I can see why people like it. I have been reading this book since May and I don't like it. I'm like 100 and something pages in. 150 pages in, but I'm like, I really don't like it, and I know this is like very popular on booktube and a lot of people like it. Same with The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I've been reading that one for a year. I started it last year and I had to restart it at some point, and then I had to restart it again. So in my head I'm like, girl, just DNF it, because I find it so boring. Like objectively it's very good, but me personally I'm like, not about that life. So I don't know, should I continue with it? Should I just push through? Should I just start it again? I don't really know what to do there because it's not fun. Question number 2 is a popular book or series that everyone else seems to hate but you love. Not so much for series, because there's one that's pretty popular, but that's the only reason I think a lot of people don't love them is because a lot of people don't read them, such as Reckless. This is the first book in that series. It's called The Petrified Flesh. It had different names when I read it. The only ones that are out yet are book 1, 2 and 3, and then book 4 just got announced, but that's the German edition. So another one is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Is it E. Lockhart? Anyway, this one people either really hate or really love, and I'm with a really love spectrum. I really love it and I can't understand how people dislike this book so much. I thought it was really good. It's about this girl who she loses her memory about a specific summer when she goes to her family's island, and she doesn't really know what happened, but she knows something big happened. So we're just kind of following her, trying to remember what happened. It's a nice little mystery. It's a young adult book and it's very short, so you can read it in like a day. Question number 3 is a love triangle where the main character ended up with a person you did not want them to end up with. Okay, I guess spoilers to all the boys I've loved before, but Lara Jean made some really bad choices, and yes, I do judge her for her choices. Who chooses Peter Kavinsky? When you can have John Ambrose McLaren, you choose Peter? Girl. I'm not trying to judge, but I'm judging. Like, a popular book genre that you hardly reach for. Okay, I have tried my fair share, I believe, of self-help books, and I just find them completely pointless. I can understand that they help for a lot of people, they work for a lot of people, but me, not so much. I really don't like them. I think that's the only genre that I'm like, miss me with that. I'm fine with it, because I will read a fantasy, sci-fi, I read memoirs, I'll read like history book, I'll read everything, but self-help. Question number 5 is a popular or beloved character that you do not like. I don't think there's like any specific character that I do not like that's very popular. Like, there's a lot of characters I don't like. Lydia from Pride and Prejudice, but I think that's popular. Daisy from The Great Gatsby, but I think that's popular. I don't like any of the characters in The Mortal Instruments. I've only read the first 2 books, and like, I like them, I like the books fine, but like, I don't particularly like the characters. I like the story, but all the characters, I'm cool, except Magnus and that other Magnus's boyf. They're the only ones that I'm like, okay, fine, you can stay. But the rest of them, I'm like, if it wasn't obvious, I really don't like Peter Kavinsky. I don't know. There's a lot about that character that just bothers me, and I really don't like him. Yes, okay, yes, Jude's sister in The Cruel Prince, Taryn, I think is her name. I might be wrong, but I really don't like her. But I don't know how popular or unpopular that opinion is. By the way, if you haven't read The Cruel Prince, very good, highly recommend. It's about this girl who gets kidnapped from the real world after her parents are murdered, and then she goes to like this fairy land, but the fairies are like bitches. So Highly recommend. Question number 6 is a popular author that you can't seem to get into. Does it count if I've only read one book by that author, but I was like, I'm fine, I don't need another one? Because then I would say Oscar Wilde, because I read The Picture of Dorian Gray and like it was okay. I like the gay vibes, very nice, but like overall I thought it was not a great book. Yeah, I think that's the only one, because overall if I don't like a book by an author, I just won't read something else that they've written. But if I, if I if I read a second book by the same author, I probably like the first one that I read. I can say like kind of the same for Elizabeth Azevedo. I read Poet X and I liked it. I gave it 4 stars. You know, it wasn't my favorite book, but I really liked it. And then I read With the Fire on High, and it was just like, I really didn't like it. So I'm gonna read Clap When You Land and see where I officially fall on Elizabeth Azevedo. But I do think I will like Clap When You Land, because it's also told in verse like the Poet X. So Elizabeth Azevedo is a slam poet as well. So her first book, The Poet X, and this Clap When You Land, they're written, it's like, it's so hard to explain because I'm not smart. They're novels, they're full stories, but they're just written in like a verse format, whereas With the Fire on High is not. And maybe that's why I didn't like it as much. Maybe I just, like, in my soul, like Elizabeth Azevedo when she writes in verse more. Question number 7 is a popular book trope that you're tired of seeing. Oh gosh, I hate road trips. I really don't like road trips. Rather give me like, I don't know, there's a lot of tropes I do like. I like the final girl trope. I like the trope where there's just like an old wise mentor there, my favorite. But like, road trips can die. And I also hate Not Like Other Girls, and I hate the Chosen One trope. I never feel like the Chosen One trope is done well. I liked it in a certain series, but I feel like other than that, I didn't like it in any other book that I've ever read. I kind of like I love triangles. I think that's a unpopular opinion because a lot of people don't like those, and I kind of do like. I do like love triangles. Oh, Gale's another character I don't like. Speaking of, yeah, I think Not Like Other Girls and road trips and The Chosen One. Those tropes can die. Question number 8 is a popular series that you have no interest in reading. I don't think I feel that way for any series out there at the moment. I don't see myself ever reading the After series by Anna Todd, where the movies were made and all. I don't see myself reading that series. I don't know if I'll ever read the Song of Ice and Fire series, Game of Thrones. I'll probably read the first book, but I don't think I'll ever read the others. But you know, I don't want to say never because that might change. It's just at this stage, it's there, it exists, but it's not on the top of my list. I used to think I'd never read the Throne of Glass series, but now I'm like, you know, why not? It's such a classic YA. I might as well just... There's a lot of things where the first book came out and I'm like, I'll read the first book, but I don't really care about reading any of the series. Same with The Ring by Koji Suzuki. It is a series and I really like this one. Will I ever read the rest of the series? Maybe, maybe not. It's not high in my priority list. I don't even have them like to be read on Goodreads, so that tells you a lot. That speaks for itself. Finally, the last question is, as the saying goes, the book is always better than the movie, but what movie or TV show adaptation do you prefer more than the book? More than the book. More than the book? More than the book. One that I think is very important that everyone knows about it, and that's the Vampire Diaries series. I watched 8 all seasons of the TV show, and you know, CW shows are my thing, you know, spooky vibes, woods, people dying and coming back and then dying again and coming back. My faves. The Vampire Diaries, a really good series, I think. Not for everyone, definitely. Did it have its flaws? Many. But the books, maybe book 1, 2, and 3 are fine. They're fine, okay? But after that, everything just goes downhill and it's just terrible. Book 5? Who is she? So the Vampire Diaries, if you don't know, follows Elena, who is this girl that everyone likes. You know, she's just, everyone likes her, she's pretty popular. And then her parents dies because she has to be an orphan. She then meets brothers Damon and Stefan, and they are vampires, and things just kind of unfold from there. You know, things happen. A lot of things happen. I can't even tell you in the TV show everything that happens because just a lot happens, but it's so much better than in the books. The books are not worth it. I would, if you really want to read them, just read 1, 2, and 3. 4, maybe if you want, but 5, don't even. Buy the book and burn it. No, don't burn books, that's bad. Don't burn books, but just don't read it. Okay, so that is the unpopular opinion book tag. What is it called? The unpopular opinions book tag. It's not even difficult. The unpopular opinions book tag. So thank you for watching. Let me know like what books you really hated and what some of your most controversial opinions are regarding books. And thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you again next time. Okay, bye.